What a week it's been for Stan Wawrinka on hard courts. A man who loves the clay, loves playing on the European clay. Consistency perhaps has been an issue. Consistency never really been an issue though for Roger Federer. The only consistent thing about him is he wins all the time. That's generally where it's at for Roger. He's looked imperious here so far in his opening 3 matches as well. Having had last week off, taken the rest to recuperate after the Olympic Games. A good 5 or 6 days at home in Switzerland before making his way here on the Thursday of last week to get in some early practice. Guys were telling me this morning they sort of do a good job sorting him out a nice place. Got a nice little house, just a short walk from here apparently. And rest and relax when he goes back home. Make sure he's looked after. Got to make sure your big boys are looked after, haven't you?
Oh, what a wonderful atmosphere we had yesterday when he was playing against Marty Fisher. So nice to have a local interest in the tournament against a guy like the Federer.
Well, you can say hello if you like. Roger, some guests. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. So yeah, just toss it and let it fall, and then, yeah, and then we'll have a photograph this way, so I'll arrange that before you leave.
Western and Southern guests invited by the tournament sponsors to flip the coin. Federer, ever the gentleman.
He just gets it, doesn't he?
Yeah, unlike we are so fortunate, aren't we, to have someone like him at the top of our sport. And there's the pretender.
And some guests. All right, gents, just a couple of reminders. Extra time when you sit down for TV, and when you're challenging, if you can do it clearly, please. Any questions? Need anything? Roger, blue or silver? Blue. Calls? Blue it is. Okay, swapping and receiving. All right. And a photograph this way, boys, please.
It's a solid 9 out of 10 coin toss right there for the young lady. Good elevation, kept it in the blue circle. And the day's just got a whole lot better. Getting a picture taken with the Roger Federer and Stan Wawrinka.
Second semi-final. And, well, we could have the cowbells out, really, couldn't we? All Swiss affair. We know who the winner will face. That'll be the Serb. As we said earlier on, looking to do the double. Let's go back to Roddick in 2003, the last man to do the Canada-Cincy double, but it's on for Djokovic.
But of course, Nick, this guy has held so many records over the years. 75 singles titles. That's 4th on the all-time list in the ATP World Tour. 31 years of age now is Roger, and he's won more matches this season than anyone else. 54. It's been really impressive as well on the hard courts. 26-2 thus far, and of course has held the world #1 ranking for more than any number of weeks. 291 overall, surpassing Pete Sampras at 287. Of course, when he won at Wimbledon, it was the big deal. One record that had been eluding him for so long. He finally eclipsed his good mate. 20 Masters 1000 titles. Of course, has done well this year and accumulating a few more. Still second to his arch rival, Rafael Nadal, who has 21 of those. They're looking very good this week. Unlocking Bogomolov, Tomic and Marty Fisher. Played pretty well in that second set, especially when he served well. He was in with the shot. Started the match a little slowly did Fish. That first serve percentage I think was around 43. It was going to make life extremely tough against Federer.
Yeah, very fine contest that last night under the lights. Fish really stepping up. Just not quite able to get through that second set. Well, different dynamic, I suppose, when you're playing a fellow countryman. These two practice a little bit earlier in the week, and of course play doubles together at the Olympics. And in fact, ironically, it was Federer who suggested Wawrinka to carry the flag in his absence for his country. There's the 27-year-old, 3 titles to his name. Starting to do the business on hard courts, which is certainly going to do his ranking a bundle of good. As we can see, did crack the top 10. That was just after his final run at Rome in 2008, where he lost to Djokovic in the final there. Possibly now at 26, as the guys were saying. And there's that one final. The win-loss record, well, pretty healthy this year at this level. 3 times the amount of wins, 2 defeats.
Yeah, and it's not easy at these tournaments as well that are loaded with 50 of the best players on the planet. Indian Wells was the 3rd round, Monte Carlo quarterfinals, lost to Nadal there, and Madrid and Rome 3rd round. So he's been pretty consistent at this level. Last week he didn't play in Toronto.
Yeah, it looked uncomfortable yesterday, as you would expect against Raonic. He was serving big for a set and a half. Raonic was very much ahead as well throughout large parts of that second set in front, but just wasn't able to get over the line. Got a little bit tight, the 21-year-old, in the second set breaker, having led it by 4 points to 2. Wawrinka fought back, eventually coming through. The head-to-head, well, it's 10-1. The only victory that Wawrinka has managed to muster coming in Monte Carlo in 2009. Was that just after Federer had got married? It might have been, Rob. I'm not sure. I think it may well have been.
1 minute.
Well, right after he'd come back from honeymoon.
Yes, exactly. I think it was Fergus Murphy, the Irishman, doing duties.
Thank you.
He's got off to a very fast start in all of his matches. Broken very early this week against Fish, against Bogomolov, also against Tomic. Really has got out to a flyer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match will be the best of 3 tie-break sets. Roger Federer won the toss, chose and
champion here in Cincinnati as well.
Stanislav Wawrinka elected to receive. Time. Take your seats quickly, please. Ladies and gentlemen, seats, please.
So the second semi-final here from Cincinnati and the Western and Southern Open. It's the all-Swiss duel. Teammates 2 weeks ago.
First set.
Opposite sides of the net today.
Roger Federer to serve. Ready? Play. And 15 block.
Interesting, when Federer won the toss, he chose side. And Stan decided he didn't want to serve first, and he was going to receive.
40 love.
He's never won a set, Wawrinka, against the world number one. He's 0-19 in sets played, as we see Federer's wife.
Yeah, Federer.
Good start, as it has been all week.
First game.
It's about as much relaxation as Wawrinka can allow himself. You don't want to get down early. We saw it happen yesterday against happened with Marty Fish when once he got behind a break. Federer is just so good at keeping his nose out in the front, piling the pressure on you. Got to try and stay with these big boys early on in big matches like this. And it's always the first two service games for me. Also vitally important.
Stanislav
I was
Wawrinka
just a little bit nervous getting used to the situation and the court and the atmosphere.
15 love.
Fortunately for Stan, he's been serving well all week. He's number 2 in aces, 34 coming into the match. It's number 35. He too has saved a lot of break points, 15 or 20 this week.
What's impressed you most about Wawrinka this week, Rob?
Well, initially,
30 love.
I saw him play against Ferrer, how much he was coming in and finishing points off at net. When he had Ferrer on the ropes, wasn't going to let him get back into the rally, which of course is crucial. Wow, that's beautiful. I think his shot making as well and his decision making under pressure has been outstanding. We saw he had a small opportunity against Raonic yesterday to get back into the match, and he took it in the most appropriate fashion. Played with controlled aggression when he really needed to. Didn't get tight.
That's one thing Raonic didn't do yesterday. Go after the second serve, perhaps, as he might have done. Certainly not as early as Federer just did. Oh, he's made it. The backhand has been very good all week.
30-14.
That's incredible timing. No time to think about that shot. Such a strong base with the legs.
Deuce. Ball points.
Good defense. And Wawrinka.
Advantage Wawrinka.
He himself, I think, would say clay would be his surface of choice.
Let first one.
It's an interesting one because last week we had the discussing Gasquet's best surface, and of course you immediately think clay, given how many good results he's had on it. But of course, he's played extremely well on grass. So, whilst he might prefer clay, there's fewer good grass court players out there, so that actually might suit him better. Oh, he's spreading the court beautifully. Federer asked a couple of questions there.
Advantage, Wawrinka.
How's the forehand? How are the nerves feeling? Let's see if you can put this one away. Stan answered them more convincingly.
Left, second serve.
So Wawrinka squeezes through. Holds for 1-up.
1 game on.
So a quick quiz question for you.
Yeah.
On the Twitter. Of course, both these guys having won the gold medal for Switzerland at the Olympics in Beijing. I'd like to know the other Swiss male tennis gold medalist and the year.
15 love.
I'd like to know the year and the player. You can tweet Robbie and I at Nick Lester or at Rob Koenig Tennis. The other Swiss gold medalist in tennis.
Wawrinka challenging the call.
Male.
Right near sideline. The ball was called in.
We want the year and the player.
Second serve. 15 on. Steady 15. (40-15). Again, Federer.
It's S&V from Federer. To lead
Federer
by
leads
2 games to 1.
2 games to 1.
Out a little bit of serve and volley. Decides so well before the point that he's going to execute the play. Always coming in. You can see the slice that he imparts on the ball. Just gives him the control. Change up.
quite a few answers coming in for our Swiss gold medalist. Quite a few correct answers. As always, with you guys out there, you are far too knowledgeable for us, making us look like rookies.
Time.
The answer is to the Swiss gold medalist. The other Swiss gold medalist was Marc Rosset.
That's right, I won in Barcelona.
Take your seats quickly, please.
Beat Jordi
Ladies and
Arese.
gentlemen. Seats,
Jordi
please.
Arese. One of the longest matches at the games that year, thanks to Niels Sigurdsson for informing us of that little tidbit. 5 hours and 4 minutes. Wow.
15
You look at Rosset, you wouldn't think he's the kind of player that want to be out there that long, but despite having a massive serve and a massive forehand, he could be very patient at the same time, could Rosset. Chisel that backhand slice all day.
Let's first throw.
Yes, he's rather been at the steak and chips in the last few years, hasn't he, Marc Rosset? He's gone from a small to a large in the waist size, but likes to enjoy life.
39.
It's beautiful.
There was a story of Marc Rosset, I'm not too sure where it was, after the US Open, maybe the 1 year when he...
Swiss Air. Swiss Air. It was booked on the Swiss Air flight that went down. And cancelled, I think, last minute, or if not last minute, the night before.
30, 15.
What a return.
I guess when you're lucky to be alive, Nick, you probably have a different perspective on life, don't you, as far as Rosset was concerned then.
I've seen him in quite a few tournaments. Marc Rosset, there's a little bit of commentary. We see him in Basel every year. In fact, just going back to the Barcelona Olympics, I think, Rob, that was the first medal for your country after the apartheid, and I think it was P.D. Norval who won a bronze in the doubles. You might be able to...
Silver.
Silver.
Yeah, him and Wayne Ferreira won the silver there. That's right, I think Croatia might have won one of their first medals as well back then.
Shout out to good Pete, who's doing some good stuff with the South African juniors in Stellenbosch. Hi to you, Pete, if you're listening.
Just saw Federer out the corner of his eye moving that way, so he
14,
tried to cut the body a little finer.
Game. Wawrinka. Two games all.
Had a few issues to deal with in his personal life in the last couple of years. As Stan, of course, he temporarily separated from his wife and daughter, but he's reacquainted now. He's a little more settled.
$15. $30. 49.
The trigger there.
Yeah. Federer.
So 3 service games for Federer, 3 holds, and in fact just given up the 1 point so far.
Federer leads 3 games, 2-2.
Behind the serve. He's in front.
Thank you.
Matches with Federer just seem to evolve so quickly. He plays at such a fast pace. Stark contrast to the previous match that we saw.
Diese Rotschonzeichen ist nicht mehr gut.
Oh, they're having a good day.
Ist alles verschmiert.
Time.
No wonder. Well, Swiss tennis has been spoiled in the last few years. Of course, before Federer, there was Hingis as well on the women's side. So
Small country, of course, they produced a fair amount of decent players. Of course, Mark Rosset, Jakob Lasek, remember him back in the day. Has he made it?
he has.
I think he has.
15 love.
He's such an intelligent lob initially. He saw Stan screaming into the net. It's a good vertical there from Wawrinka. Needed every inch. Little chuckle from his good mate.
39.
Says that serve that's been so effective this week, Nick. It's laid the platform.
Just called our cameraman as well. All the way through.
There he is, Chris Boring. I think they've got him right on his microphone. That's what it looks like.
49.
Good move.
Those are the kind of points he was pulling out regularly against Nishikori and Ferrer that proved so fruitful in defeating those guys comfortably.
3 games all.
Guys are so good at recovering these days. Even if that ball floats slow and
2
deep,
balls, 1 game.
it's difficult to hit a winner with a ball that's coming to you with no pace on. That's why you've got to take it up the air. Big advocate of that.
Actually trying to hit that one bang down the middle. Federer.
New balls after this one? Let's first serve. 15 all.
What an angle. Moving backwards.
30-15.
Super first hit. And Rinka did very well there to make Federer retreat. And yet still got nothing from it. Done it again, Wawrinka. Federer just drifting a couple of balls down the middle, and Wawrinka having to make his own angles. Did a very good job. Struggling with that first serve, and just a little chance here for the Swiss number 2.
14-7.
Oh, that backhand's world class. A lot of single-handers that can create that sort of angle. You've got a double-handed backhand, you can use your left hand to drag it across court. That is perfect. Can't guard against that kind of pass.
Advantage. Wawrinka.
So the double fault gives Wawrinka the first chance to break the Federer serve.
Duke.
Well, if anyone should know the patterns of play under pressure, it's Wawrinka. Even he couldn't make it.
He's only faced one break point the whole week, Federer. It was the second one. 100% of service games won in the tournament coming into this match. 28 of 28.
Federer.
Quick to get himself out of danger. It's Federer.
Federer leads 4-3. New balls, please.
Remains in front. 4-3 in this first set.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you direct your attention to the video boards on behalf of the Western and Southern group and all the staff and volunteers here at the tournament. We'd like to say hello to a very special couple, Esther and Bill Chappell, box seat holders for 35 years. Welcome, Esther and Bill, and we hope to have you here for another 35.
Federer saying yesterday after his win over Mardy Fish that he thinks perhaps Wawrinka has learnt a few things from himself. Quick to balance that though by saying not that I want any credit for that. Federer. If you can't learn from Federer, then who can you learn from? Three-four.
$15 love. $30 love. $30-15.
Genius.
It's just waved at Wilson wand again.
30 all.
Good little slice with a side spin on it. Such a subtle flick of the wrist. You can't see it coming until the very last moment, and of course by then it's too late to react.
So Federer with his chance now to break.
Advantage, Wawrinka.
Certainly the best I think we've seen Wawrinka serve on a hard court this week. Not to forget he came in for back at this tournament of 3 straight first round defeats. Did the Swiss number 2.
4 games all.
Volley.
15 love.
Not too deep. Wawrinka had to run forward if he wanted to hit the passing shot, which is so difficult to do.
$15 all.
Plus Federer keeping a
30-15.
good hold on his property portfolio. We were having a little look at that, Robbie and I, the other day, and it just seems to keep on building, doesn't he, Rob?
He's just invested in 2 chalets in an exclusive Swiss ski resort. In the region of 17.5 million for 2 pieces of property that he's developing. One for the folks and one for his family. It's pretty nice.
Spends a lot of time in Dubai as well, just Federer.
Yeah, Federer.
Well, this has been a home from him really as well over the years. The 4 times champion.
Federer leads 5 games to 4.
Remains on serve but in front.
When it comes to tennis, the Western Southern Open is one of the top 9 tournaments in Massachusetts. When it comes to life insurance companies, Western Southern is ranked among the top 8 life insurance groups in the world. We're proud to help you secure a confident financial future. I'm Dr. Rowe with Wellness Orthopedic. And in tennis, it's normal to have different work techniques for different function. Kelsey is a high school tennis player, and she's had permanent discomfort in the wrist. Regardless of the technique, it's never known about her pain. She's going to show you a simple stretch before and after tennis to keep it healthy, flexible, and avoid discomfort. If you can stretch before and after tennis, you'll have an excellent chance of maintaining a healthy, active wrist.
So this all Swiss duel here in America's Midwest.
Time.
If Wawrinka was to cause the upset, he would be the 4th unseeded player in the last 10 years to make the final. That's quite a high number for a Masters 1000. 3 unseeded players here: Fish in 2010, Roddick in 03, and Ferrero in 06. Sorry, Fish twice, Ferrero once.
Love 15. All.
Just a couple of those. Normally so good at getting the point underway with that backhand chip. Also missed a routine one on break points. That's Stan's previous serve game.
To that one though in a flash.
15-30.
A little bit of pressure is being exerted here.
All.
30.
40-30.
Swing and a miss. Right through. Stay a little lower than he had anticipated.
I think it had a lot of swing on it as well, Nick. It's a man who's full of confidence at the moment on service, Stan.
Federer just applying some pressure, coming in and asking the question, and Wawrinka just mistiming that one. Likes to rip that one down the line more often than not.
I like the play here from Wawrinka to come in, but just didn't get enough on that backhand. He should have perhaps gone up the line. Still asked a tough question of Federer.
It leads us to a set point for the four-time champion here.
Mr. Wawrinka challenging the call, right baseline. Ball was called in.
He's not sure.
Oh, those are the tough ones as well. Right under your nose. He deserves a bonus point given that it's on set point.
Never in doubt. To juice. Coming in again.
Advantage, Wawrinka.
Super serve right through Federer. And Wawrinka showing some steel.
5 games all.
The piece. Absolute bullet. Last time you see Federer beaten by that sort of pace.
The 15 love.
Both guys with 12 winners, 9 errors to this point so far.
30 love. Thirty 15. Deal.
Not too often that you see Roger serving back-to-back doubles. Second serve is so reliable. Federer's only made 2 of his last 10 first serves. It's been a while since I've seen his first serve percentage that low.
Game, Federer.
So he needs them at the critical times. He finds it.
Federer leads 6-5.
Could be heading for a breaker, it would seem, in this first set. 6-5.
It is proud to be the official vehicle of the Western and Southern Open. This is the Tri-State Chevy dealers today. Hey, tennis fans, the USTA believes in the importance of good sportsmanship and making tennis more enjoyable for all. This year, the USTA will present the first U.S. Open Sportsmanship Award to 1 male and 1 female who best demonstrates excellence in sportsmanship throughout the Emirates Airline U.S. Open Series and the U.S. Open.
Seen that sign around quite a few times at various different venues that we've travelled to around the world. Not far wrong. Wawrinka for a second time here, serving to stay in this set.
Love 15.
Oh, he's done it. He's just guided it down the line. See that so often.
This ball hasn't deviated on its path either, Nick. He's hit it so crisply. Such a pure strike.
Set again within sight for Federer.
Love 40.
Under the gun. Swiss number 2 must produce 3 set points for Federer here.
They need a few more of those. That's been his saving grace this week.
15-14.
Able to serve himself out of tricky situations, and he's played aggressive tennis. Can he save off another set point?
30-40.
Big hit. Because he had to generate all his own pace.
And he had to go for it. He can't just push this one in the court, because look how far out of it he is when he hits the shot. If it wasn't a clean winner or as good as that, he was toast. Well played again. Big points. He's playing huge tennis.
Such a good point. Just couldn't quite maneuver it by Federer.
Advantage, Federer.
Federer the one able to ask the question ultimately in the rally, and it's 5th set point.
Early on in the match when he had a break point. A similar sort of shot with that backhand chip, normally so reliable. Putting it back in play.
No panic. That's all. Picked his spot. Flat hit as well. Seen quite a few of those this week where the guys have just gone with the slice, but none of that there. He wanted that point over.
Too much court for Stan to cover there. The initial inside-out forehand. Struck with so much spin and angle. And of course, with that last shot, Roger doesn't have to hit it so close to the lines because the first one was so good.
So impressive from Wawrinka yet again.
Wasn't an easy volley. He was the one who had to create the angle.
Advantage, Wawrinka.
He does it very well. Great balance.
But again, punching holes as well in Federer, as he has been in a lot of opponents this week. That's impressive. It's been a high quality set, this one, and Wawrinka has not blinked. Playing comeback,
6 games all,
chasing the score the whole time.
Both players
6-all.
have received 1 additional challenge.
Yeah, both players with more winners than unforced errors in this one, Nick. Testimony to the quality of the match.
1-0.
Never won a breaker against Federer.
Federer.
4 tie breaks they've played. Federer's won all 4.
Of course, Wawrinka will take a bit of heart from the fact he was able to win an important break against Raonic yesterday in the second set. One of the players who's got the best tie-break records on tour this year.
1-0. To 1, Wawrinka.
In fact, only twice when they've played has Wawrinka managed to win the opening set. And Stockholm was the last time he did that in 2010, and of course when he beat him in 2009 on the clay in Monte Carlo.
Big opportunity for him right there. I can't believe Federer hit a topspin half volley here. The smash was a miss hit. Got a bit fortunate there, but this shot here, it's an incredible pickup. You'd normally bunt that. Stan knows he had a good opportunity there to get his nose out in front.
Drifted that one, and there's some daylight in the tie-break.
2 backhand slices that have let him down in a row now.
4-2, Federer.
Plenty of time for both. Of course, found himself in a similar sort of situation against Raonic in that second set tiebreaker. Down 4-2, changing ends. Except on that occasion it was Raonic who was serving. Can he wiggle out of this one? Different pedigree on the other side of the court though. Taken that one straight out of Federer's book. Federer's hurt him with that shot on several occasions in this opening set. This is a magnificent forehand from Stan. Head still, heading through the ball rather than across it. That's how he generates the speed.
What an extraordinary volley. I don't think Wawrinka could have asked much more with his low pass.
5-3, Federer.
Hit it with good dip. It's just couldn't have placed it by hand in a better place. It's Federer at his very best when it really matters. It's annoying, isn't it? It's frustrating when you're hitting good shots and your opponent is just coming up with something that's a little better, and you need shots like that to go your way. You need a let court to jump over, get you back on serve.
Further set points.
(6-4) Federer.
Well, he's needed a few bites of the cherry here. This is a 7th chance. He gets him, and we are halfway towards a 28th meeting between Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic on Sunday afternoon. Federer takes the first on the breaker.
That's 5-0 now against Wawrinka in tie breaks. The first serve percentage will be of a little concern for Federer. I'm sure he'll be glad that he got the right result at the end of it, but he'll need to pick it up, certainly with the finals in mind. A winners to unforced errors, good at, but he played the big points so well in that break. A couple of volley pickups early on, some big forehands proved the difference between himself and his fellow countryman, who will feel a little unlucky because he played a good opening set, but still not good enough against #1 player in the world.